Let's get to the bottom of this one. Unspoken truths that I miss one. Tap into the minds of the people, rather acknowledge before I dismiss one. Atheists, Muslim, Christians, Buddhists, they all got usage, all got perspective. It's a collective. Get to the bottom where the truth is, where the heart's uncovered, where you detox from all of the lies you smothered. When them tries could have killed you, but with faith you recover. Yeah, peel off the makeup, we finna take off. Never said it'd be a cakewalk. Meditate till we charged up. Execute goes regardless. Decalcify my pineal. Breaking language barriers, we saw millennials. Planets passing age rotations, down me we owe. So down me we know. Sometimes we can be slow, that's why my ears open. Every drop you add could complete the ocean. Speak up, play your part too. Been vulnerable, it's so hard to reflect on all the juice like torture. It's on you, tell the truth.
Yeah, we about to have a good conversation. Yeah, let's go. We about to have a good conversation. Yeah, let's go. We about to have a good conversation. Yeah, let's go. Listen. Yeah. Aim in the fit so you see in the mirror. Play with your focus and watch it get clear. Polish your crown, turn it up if you wear it. You live in the root, release what you're fearing. And watch it all rise, the righteous will hear it. They calling us twisted, I'm not even caring. Because it's unseen, the mind is too barren. They won't even heal it, they pass it to cheering. We over here healing, conversing and listening. Know that the truth isn't always appealing, but end it with healing and find your beginning. Frequency positive, what you receiving. Perception is up to you, what you believing. What you retrieving, mentally speaking. Like that they breathing, no words from a heathen. Don't know it all, but together undefeated. Conversation rather want it, you need it. Could fill up your tank before it's depleted. Don't care if you calling on Allah, Jesus, Buddha or Christian, not being facetious. Come to the tribe with the students and teachers. All got a voice, we the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. Conversation rather want it, you need it. Could fill up your tank before it's depleted. Don't care if you calling on Allah, Jesus, Buddha or Christian, not being facetious. Come to the tribe with the students and teachers. All got a voice, we the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. Hey. Yeah. We about to have a good conversation. Yeah, let's go. We about to have a good conversation. Yeah, let's go. Praying for truth cause the world is so fickle. Keeping my mental how clean as a whistle. Attention's a trap, they can lead you astray. Sneering this shit through the storm and the haze. Real conversations are lost in the greed. Others get lost in the web-headed weeds. Sift through the rhetoric, uncover schemes. Knowledge inherited, this is imperative. I got a lot on my mind and I'm sharing it. Apples to oranges, it ain't no comparisons. I'm the type that'll never break character. I'm the type to make memories and cherish them. Trust intuition and doubt of disparity. Pursuing the echoes of wisdom. Chasing that moment of clarity. Conversation rather one and you need it. Come fill up your tank before it's depleted. Don't care if you calling on Allah, Jesus, Buddha or Christian, not being facetious. Come to the track with the students and teachers. All got a voice, who the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. Conversation rather one and you need it. Come fill up your tank before it's depleted. Don't care if you calling on Allah, Jesus, Buddha or Christian, not being facetious. Come to the track with the students and teachers. All got a voice, who the ears that'll listen. Who the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen.
It's on you, tell the truth.
Peace, everyone. This is the People's Podcast, a community gathering where we come together to grow, reflect, understand the real conversations. We are the ears that listen and where your opinion matters. Tonight, we continue our healing GPS journey, and this is week 6. We've talked about survival. We talked about mask. We've talked about releasing the ego. Now we step into something deeper, because once you release who you were, you begin to see your mind, how it was shaped, the way you think, the way you react, the way you expect things to go that didn't come from nowhere. Before we go deeper, sit with this. Are your thoughts truly yours? Or are they patterns you learned from survival? I want to talk about something real quick before we dive deeper into our mission tonight. We want to take a moment to acknowledge something special. The People's Podcast was honored with an Impact Award. right here.
Whoop, whoop.
It was an amazing event at the North American Music Awards ceremony, and we were graciously honored with this mention in it. Well, we were mentioned for podcast of the year, but not this year. But we did get that award though for impact, and I think impact means something huge, you know? It belongs to this community. Every voice that has spoken, every person that has shared, every moment of honest growth and reflection. This space was built for real conversations. To see the impact recognized means something. We say thank you and we continue to do the work. Get into the deeper meaning real quick, and then I'm going to scoot over and let DDH join the camera.
Okay.
So,
The deeper meaning. The mind adapts to what it experiences. Over time, repeated thoughts become patterns. Patterns become beliefs, and beliefs shape how we see ourselves in the world. This is not weakness. This is how the brain works. Many of us learn to expect stress, to stay alert, to prepare for something going wrong, and even when nothing is happening. After enough time, that way of thinking feels normal, yet healing introduces awareness, and awareness creates the opportunity to change. You're not your thoughts. You are the one observing them, and what was learned can be unlearned. Renewing the mind is not optional, it is necessary because the way you think shapes the way you feel. The way you feel shapes the way you act, and the way you act shapes your life. If the mind is trained in fear, you will feel unsafe. If it's trained in doubt, you'll question yourself even when you are ready. If it's trained in survival, you'll react to things that are not even happening anymore. So retraining the mind is not about being positive all the time. It's about being intentional. It's understanding is not new. This understanding is not new. Even in early teachings, even in scripture, be transformed by the renewing of your mind, Romans 12:2. The mind must be transformed before life can change. So now it becomes awareness. What are you thinking? What are you thinking? Or why are you thinking it? And are you choosing it? Because if we do not train the mind, we repeat the same patterns in new situations. Thinking something changed, healing begins. Or sorry, thinking something changed, healing begins. When the mind learns a new way to respond, let's have a good conversation.
I want to welcome DDH and say hi or something.
How you guys doing today?
And I want to welcome SGF Graham.
Peace. How y'all doing?
What up?
All is truly well. And I apologize. I don't really even say the word welcome. I don't know what's my mind is everywhere right now. And I was having a hard time with even remembering neuroplasticity, right? SGF Graham?
Yes.
Yeah, that's just about it. Yeah.
And the crazy thing is because of so much going on, and also I'm planning for what is to come, that I haven't been able to sit within myself for a second to calm my mind, to center my mind. And I'm glad to talk about this because that's basically what this is about. This is about rewriting our thoughts, taking what we're used to and accustomed to and changing that behavior. SGF Graham, how important is this to you?
Um, the most important thing, top top flight. Nothing else more important than that. But my reasoning for renewing my mind.
Yeah, and is it changed how you see things?
Heck yeah. Change how I see things, how I react. I'm not as reactive as I used to be. I actually noticed that I'm not reactive, even if I say something out of my mouth like yeah, don't get f***ed up or whatever, and then I catch myself immediately saying, bro, you don't feel like fucking up nobody right now. Like I talk sense myself like, man, we ain't even on that type of energy no more, man. Move on. Ain't no need to even express yourself like that no more because we ain't about to do it.
Yeah.
You know. So it's been a change with the energy, with the anxiety, with it's been a whole complete change.
I appreciate that too. So let's get into our first question. So our first question tonight will be, what thoughts do you believe so strongly that you never stopped to question, even if they're true? SGF Graham.
I don't know. That was a bunch of them. They used to just fly through my head for whatever reason. Uh, people ain't people ain't ish. They ain't got your back until they need something, or you know, saying stuff like that. Like I really believed in that. I say that I did really believe in that.
Okay, okay. I can see how that used to be a pattern. How about you, Golden Eagle? What thoughts do you believe so strongly that you never stopped to question, even if they were true?
I don't know, man. I was I was asking
Oh,
myself that listening to SGF, but yeah, that's a tough question. I'm not sure, and I'm sure I have a few of them, but I'm kind of drawing a blank right now, honestly. That's yeah, probably something relevant to kind of like you were saying, but obviously I've always found it difficult to feel like I could depend on someone or count on someone. That's always been a hard one for me, and so I
okay,
guess the thoughts are related to that, having something like that.
okay, okay. How about you, DDH? What thoughts did you believe so strongly that you never stopped to question whether they were true or not?
Oh man, that's a good question. I can say that I was a. Oh man, I guess I can't really say it's one specific thing, but the things that my father taught me as far as what his belief system was, like this is how you're supposed to discipline a child. This is how you're supposed to go about in life. It's how you're supposed to deal with people and do this. That he said it, so I just thought that it was real, and that's the way it was. Instead of doing, until I actually had to learn myself that it ain't the way that he painted it.
Okay, okay. I can receive that. I can receive that. For me, I used to think that there was good with the bad. I used to believe that every situation had a bad time in it because I experienced so much in life where there was bad times that I just thought that was normal. I thought that things weren't supposed to flow easy and effortlessly without some turbulence. Like when you get into the airplane and you feel that turbulence, I thought that was normal in every single situation, from jobs to business to relationships. There was always good and bad. And I didn't realize that that was a part of survival so that I can expect. Do you receive that?
I sure do,
I sure do.
for sure.
For sure.
So, SGF Graham, when something goes wrong, what is the first thought in your mind that it goes to, and where did that pattern come from?
Um,
Um,
Probably FTS because I ain't want to deal with it no more.
Hmm. I can receive that. I can receive that for sure, for sure. Avoidance.
Yep. And I was done with it. Ain't nothing finna be settled. It is what it is. FTS. Like
Okay. How about you, Golden Eagle? When something goes wrong, what is the first thought in your mind, where your mind goes, and where did you think that pattern came from?
I have no idea where the pattern came from, but I know anytime something goes wrong, my first thought is this is the story of my life. you know, I'm trying to change that thought pattern because I'm kind of slowly realizing that expecting good things, you'll receive good things. Expecting bad things are gonna come. But I mean, for the most part of my life, I found myself like, eh, if things ain't going wrong, then something ain't right. Because it was there. It just feel like there was always something going wrong, man. And it still sometimes does, pretty often actually. But I also need to, like I said, that's where I'm trying to retrain my thought pattern too, so I can start receiving things going right. I have to expect them too. I've always had a hard time even expecting something good happening. I always expect something bad to happen because it feels like there's more of that than there is the opposite.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That there's good with the bad, and that you always expected that bad.
Yeah, but I never really expected a whole lot good. Really didn't. And yeah. But again, I think like I said, with that, with the expectation, you're kind of manifesting that. So if I'm not expecting good things to happen, how are they going to happen? You have to expect good too. You have to manifest it. And in a way, I was subconsciously probably manifesting the negative, or just hyper focusing on that.
Mm.
And then when it was like, no doubt, no duh. Of course, that's what I'm gonna see first. So
Do you have something to say, asked Jeff Graham?
yeah. Yeah. I mean
Go ahead.
you also got like the accidental wiring. And what I mean by that, like today ago, I just figured out like why when I hear something positive, my brain automatically says some petty absolute negative. And I have to, I'm talking to my brain like, what the hell did I just think that for or whatever. And today I realized that I was the most pettiest kid growing up, and everything somebody said, I said the opposite.
Mm.
I did it on purpose or whatever. And then you couldn't catch me. I was the fastest kid in the world, so you couldn't even catch me. I wasn't even worried about it or whatever. And it was all just laughter to me or whatever. And that game accidentally wired, but like I'll be like, oh yeah, yeah, I know this the one right here. And then a negative thought of, no, it ain't. And I'm like, why did I just think that? I know this a hit or whatever, but I accidentally wired myself to automatically go against
Mm.
mm, I swear I
anything
perfectly
good.
described my son right now. See, that's exactly how my son responds to everything. It doesn't matter what it is, man. It's his response is always the opposite, anti whatever is said. And I've
Yeah.
heard him even say that. I've heard him say that at times, like, why did I even just say that? I don't believe that. Like he stops and corrects himself, so at least he's becoming conscious of it. But he's always been like that too since he was young. You'd say something, and he would just go from the opposite end of the spectrum with it immediately. And like I say, I mean, he's 20 years old. He still does that. But I've seen him recently where he'll do that and then stop and catch himself. Be like, I don't know why I even said that. That ain't true. Or I don't feel like that. I don't even like, why did I even say that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So where you
So,
think that comes from?
Um Accidental wiring.
Yeah.
If you don't know that it's a wiring that's there, because it all negative energy usually don't come in as negative energy. It comes in light. It came in like a joke or
Right.
whatever. And my brain, it was a joke that I enjoyed. So my brain took that, oh, you enjoy doing opposite, even if it happens to be your own opposite. Whatever. So it's like today ago, like 10 minutes ago while I was on mute, I had to I had to identify that and speak to it and tell it like, yeah, we ain't doing that no more.
Right.
We ain't joking like that no more. Well, that's cut off. We ain't even doing that no more. I talk to myself like that out loud.
Yeah.
Rewire their brain or whatever. They think I'm crazy. Cool, that's cool. Whatever. Like I'm gonna get this right though.
So let me ask you, DDH, what's something when something goes wrong? What is the first thought your mind goes to, and where did that pattern come from?
Let me see that again. When the ghost ones first start. Well, I just think the worst of the worst. Like, even if it's something with my health or if I have a health scare or something, I just instantly think the worst, that I don't even think of the positive outcomes about the situation or what can happen. And I have now, I can say that this is how I'm growing from. And that came from, man, I think oh God, I love my mom. But that's from just where I picked that up from her, because it was always, whenever something happened that was bad, I don't ever think that there was a positive resolution to be discussed. I just think that it was always just, this is the worst and this is the worst and worst. So yeah, I kind of had to unlearn that pattern myself.
Yeah, for me though, honestly, when things go wrong, I'm different now compared to what I used to be. I had to keep telling myself that everything happens for a reason, even the stuff that is hard to handle. And I had to keep training myself that, because I thought, just my luck, or, you know, that's how it goes for me. It never goes good. And then I realized what I was doing to myself. So now when something goes wrong, I stop and I really honestly look inside and see where the lesson is that I needed to learn. I'm really, really good at positive now, but it took me a long time to get to that point of constantly retraining my mind and having, like, as Jeff Graham showed me one time, he had post-it notes everywhere. I had to do that with myself about telling myself I was beautiful so that I could learn self-love. I had post-it notes everywhere, and I had to retrain how I seen my mind and how I seen myself. And I had to stop, feeling bad for me and realizing that, you know what? There's nothing happening to me. It's only happening for me. And then once I realized that everything happens for a reason, even the storms and the lessons that I must learn, it's because of something I must see. So I don't feel that way anymore, but it took a long time. It took a long time, constantly positive affirmations and everything. And it does come from when we were younger. It is accidental. And for me, I would laugh a lot in really awkward situations when something was inappropriate and you probably shouldn't laugh. I was constantly laughing because I didn't know how to handle emotions properly. I was told to suck it up and stop when I would cry when I was little. I was too sensitive. So I stopped crying, and I realized that people enjoyed my conversations more when I made them laugh. So I started even laughing at my own pain. I even started laughing about how I looked. I even joined in because I was such a people pleaser that I went to that first. And I would look at myself in the mirror when I cried and laughed, and I would just make fun of myself because I don't know. It's like I learned that unconsciously. I didn't even realize it became such a pattern and a learned behavior. I'm not like that now though, so now I don't have to deal with that. Thank goodness. What about you on TikTok? Interesting words. Thank you for sharing. What about you on TikTok? What is something that you do automatically when something goes wrong without realizing that it became a pattern? And where do you think it came from? SGF Graham, are your thoughts helping you grow? Are they preparing you for pain?
Then or now?
I'm talking now.
I don't give a rat's about no pain. It's all about growth. I mean, I move with it's that's just something that's gonna come, but I'm not meant to sit in it. So, like when the pain do come, I'm not gonna be worried about, oh, I'm in this pain. I'm gonna be on some, how do I get up out of this? Like, I'm not finna be wallowing anymore. Woe me, F everybody, F this, F that. That's time I could have spent getting up out of there. Well, and I really that pain plus whatever I just built with the negative stuff, I really just dug my hole deeper that I got to work on or whatever. And yeah, it's a hard pill to swallow when the pain comes, but once you really take the renewing of a mind journey, it's like you be damned you gonna let anything else bring you back. Like you gonna jump on it ASAP now, well, versus it used to sit on you and then you needed motivation to get on it. Nah, the motivation is I've been there. I know what that renewing of my mind feel like, and I be damn. I know what the deep end, the dark end of my mind feel like, or whatever. And I made a choice to stay on this side regardless of what's going on. So that's how I move.
How about you, Golden Eagle? Are your thoughts helping you grow, or are they keeping you prepared for pain?
I mean, yeah, it's a battle right now. Honestly, that's where I'm in that process. I'm still trying to rewire my brain, man. I'm trying to reprogram myself and and uh and just stay focused on the positive, because it's about I'm in that. I guess I'm in that transition right now, and I'm right in the middle of it. Like I've definitely caught myself battling negativity and my own negative thoughts, but I've become a lot more self-aware of it too. So and I recognize that, man. We gotta, I just want sunshine and smiles, and I know that sometimes we gotta create our own sunshine. So yeah, I feel like I'm right in the middle of that. That's where I'm at on that one.
How about you, DDH? And welcome, or not? Why do I keep saying the word welcome? It's not even in my vocabulary, and for some reason, a lot today I have used it, and I normally make sure that I'm aware of that. Peace, 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 Queen. Peace, peace. Thank you for tuning in. So, how about you, DDH? Are your thoughts helping you grow? Are they keeping you prepared for pain?
As of lately, my thoughts are helping me grow because I'm able to. I realized the past week that I've always considered myself a visionary because I see things before they're going to happen. I've always been able to do that, and even everything that I say is going to happen or that I'm going to do, I always do it. So so yeah, for me, I think that yeah, that they're helping me grow a lot.
Peace, peace, team Tim Crans. Tim Crans, are your thoughts lately? Are they helping you grow or are they preparing you for pain? For me too, they're helping me grow. Honestly, I come to learn a lot of different things lately, and it really helped me. I read something that was shared to me. I used to want to save the world, and I used to try to cause such a people pleaser. Man, I was so terrible. I used to see people and try to fix them and put myself aside and was worried about them. And I saw something and it meant something deep to me because I didn't realize that that really was a thing and that I've been practicing that. Someone's healing journey is their healing journey. It is not yours. They will heal when they heal and they will be in the position they're supposed to be when they're supposed to be there. You can't want that for somebody and expect that for them because you care for them over the fact that it's their time when it's their time to get there. And when I thought of that and it really hit me hard and I'm just like, wow. I really focused on somebody else's growth over my own and it took and put me aside. Tim Cran said his is helping him grow. The more I put myself outside physical, the more I grow outside stagnation. Yeah, that's what and it took me a while to realize that, that's their lesson. I can't stop them from learning their lesson. And I don't mean to point at DDH, he's just sitting next to me. I'm just saying in general, I can't help them, whoever them is, learn their lesson when I'm trying to focus on their healing for them. And that helped me a lot, even with my own child. Is not a child, it's a grown adult, but that helped me a lot be able to handle a lot of things. S. Chef Graham, who would be, or okay, who would you be if you didn't think the way you were taught to think?
Uh, battling Elon Musk on who's the smartest month with spaceships.
Yeah.
Yeah, but just keep it real. I was always told I'm thinking too far out and be realistic and stuff like that. So I kind of thought my thoughts were kind of childish or whatever. I tried to think about math stuff like engineering and stuff like that. That was I didn't like the people that did it or whatever. I saw them with a lot of money. My dad, I saw what plethora of money looked like or whatever. I also saw what tired as hell and can't enjoy your money look like too or whatever. I didn't want none of that. So but I was programmed the everything that I wanted to do was a secondary thought, and I needed to think like everybody else.
Yeah. How about you, Golden Eagle? Who would you be if you didn't think the way that you were taught to think?
Oh man. Huh. I'd probably still be a husband. I mean,
Oh,
I think one of the things in every relationship, man, I keep going back to my I just recently realized just how unhealthy my form of communication has been, and obviously, I think that was something like honestly, and this is nothing but love from my mother, but I've recently realized how she's not the best communicator. And so, where did I learn my unhealthy communication skills from, other than and had I practiced healthy communication skills throughout my life, man, God only knows, because I probably would have at least reached my full potential or been a lot closer to it than I am today. Because
mm,
I think I definitely wouldn't have been through so many relationships and yeah, yeah. That's lately, man. That's been one of my biggest regrets, is just kind of realizing how although obviously I could sit here and say, well, they did this or they did that, but when I really look at myself, I realize how horrible a communicator I was. And
mm,
that was probably the true death of every relationship that I've been involved in and ended, and obviously the most important one was the one I had with my children's mother, and granted, she wasn't the greatest communicator either, but what she was doesn't matter, because I'm still dealing with who I am and who I was, and
mm.
yeah, I know that that's definitely been my biggest downfall, and I think I just recently, have realized that. And that's why I'm working so hard to just be able to do that, man. Just be able to communicate in a healthy, compassionate, loving manner, as opposed to expressing my hurt with anger or whatever, frustrations. Like I've realized there's so many emotions that I used to, when expressing them, I would express them, and you'd think I was mad, but I wasn't mad. I was frustrated, or I was sad, or I was angry. I mean, I may have been angry, or hurt, but nonetheless, all those underlying emotions that I never really knew how to communicate properly. And
Yeah.
I guess that saying that, really even just identifying the emotion, I struggled to do that when I was younger. I've definitely gotten better at it, man, but I'm no angel. I'm not perfect. I'm still working on it.
1 second, SGF Graham. Peace, King. Dupree. Who would you be? You think, Dupree? Who would you be right now if you weren't taught the way to think the way you think? But go ahead, SGF Graham.
Uh, the the scary part, because I was just thinking about that. If I wasn't taught the negative stuff, I wouldn't know 98% of the people that I know now.
Mm-hmm.
If everything went my way, I wouldn't have a need for a podcast, like this. I wouldn't being in a situation to get to know people that I'm fond of. Well, so it's like that's a crazy thought. I just had to say that because I was sitting there thinking that like, dang, like it ain't just my life would have been better. I would not have met the people that I met. Even if their life was better, we all would have been doing what we supposed to do instead of uh broke at broke at a staffing job, and I meet somebody in the lobby and we wind up cool to this day, or something like none of that would ever happen.
Yeah. How about you, DDH? Where do you think your life would be if you weren't taught to think the way that you do?
Um, you mean like taught it as for all that I knew in life or thought it was supposed to be?
Who do you think you'll be if you weren't taught to think the way you do?
Well, I don't know. I don't know how to answer. I think that I am a firm believer too that everything also happens for a reason. So I don't know. Maybe I feel like we was taught things for a reason so that whether they be good or bad, but we can learn our own way and decide if that's the best way to be able to go about things in life. So the negative things, if I didn't learn anything different from them, and I don't even think that they were meant to be taught as in a negative way, but in my life it had a negative impact. I think that had it been any different, it might have been a bad, scenario for me. So yeah, I don't know. I'm grateful for everything I've taught. It was taught whether it was a good trait or a bad trait, because if it was bad, I learned a better way to do it and turn it into a good trait, a good way.
I'm kind of on that same note. For me, everything happened for a reason. I broke generation trauma and curses and in patterns. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for every hard situation I went through. Like SGF Graham said too, if I thought differently, I don't think I would have learned what I've learned. I love the fact that you have to walk this path and experience life and the trials and tribulations to be able to get that bounce back. I like that bounce back, that Tigger fact, because I don't think I would have it where I could stand on my feet if I didn't know how to bounce. So I don't think I'd be anybody because I couldn't imagine it. I love who I am now, and I love being able to pass my message on to other people properly where it can help them heal. I mean, we got an impact award for making a difference without realizing we made a difference. So I'm grateful. I'm grateful for everything. What did Deuce the God say? That's a good question. I'm not sure. I would have to think about that. I do think everything happens for a reason, like the young man said so. I'm not quite sure, he said. Yeah, no, I get that. So next question. I love how everything's going. What beliefs are you holding on to that was created in a version of you that no longer exists? SGF Graham. What beliefs are you holding on to that was created in a version of you that no longer exists?
No, I just have that random petty opposite thought thing that I'm battling.
Okay. Tim Cran says, I think I've learned how to think several times in my life, and every time it changed me. I would be a different person. There's no way of knowing who it would be, where I'd be, and who I'd be with. I'm happy for my life. I was raised thinking, what? Oh, I was raised thinking being an artist was a gamble and took talent and not a lot of luck. I probably wouldn't have never wasted my college years working on a backup. I would have skipped I would have skipped the military and would have moved to New York. No. And then Deuce the God said, so would you change everything? I would change nothing. Absolutely nothing. The kid version of how I was taught. Oh, he would change. He would change the kid version of how he was taught. I don't know. How about you, Golden Eagle? What beliefs are you holding on to that was created as a version of you that is no longer exists?
Probably just the belief that I don't know. I was thinking about this earlier that once you know a person well enough, you learn what you can expect from them, and once you get to that point, then you have to decipher whether what you can expect from them is going to be a blessing or a curse, and I don't know. That was just something I was kind of thinking about earlier, but I've always felt that way. If you watch a person, if you know them well enough, then you know what you can expect from them, whether it's good or bad. And I still kind of hold on to that. I also understand that that we all change and we all grow. So at some point, a person might surprise you, but you also got to be smart enough to know that you might not be able to afford waiting for a surprise either. You can just pretty much count on what you've already received from them. So don't hold your breath hoping for better or worse. Just expect what you can expect from them, and once you know them well enough, you know what you can expect from them, good or bad. But
How
yeah,
about you?
I don't consider myself the same person I was when I first kind of developed that belief, but I still
Oh,
hold tight to that one.
okay. How about you, DDH? What beliefs are you holding on to that was created in a version of you that no longer exists?
Oh man, in a version of me that no longer exists. I don't even think that this is a belief that I'm holding on to, but I used to think that. It took me a while because I was so pro on my thoughts that if I thought one way, that I wasn't leaving room to even begin to look at it from anybody else's perspective. It was like if I had, say, for instance, I had my own belief system and thought process on the way that this door should open. That was it. I didn't care what you had to say. There was nothing that's going there. But now, and I held on to that for a long time. But I'm outgrowing that and learning to look at things from a different perspective. So yeah, but that was an issue that I had for the longest.
I can receive that. I can receive that. So for me, what beliefs am I holding on to that was created in a version of me that no longer exists? Um, I did shrooms. And when I did shrooms for the first time, well, the only time I done shrooms, when I did shrooms, I realized so much that everything is temporary and that we were meant to create with our hands and our mind. And yet we do not do that. And that Every single thing is temporary, and there's so much running through our hands, so much power running through our mind, and we don't even use it. So I used to think that, the fa la la happily ever after, pass on your legend and pass on your legacy and pass on your name and let your children grow and be this fairy tale kind of image thing. And then I realized, I kind of think that's bullshit now. I kind of think everything's temporary. I think there's a reason that we're here and that it's a lesson that we're learning. This is the toughest college in the world. And everybody that's in our life, we chose them before we got here because we would not be who we were today if they were not in our presence. So every situation now, I look at it as a beautiful blessing so I could learn what I needed to learn to free myself from myself. So yeah, it changed totally on how I see a lot of things. And I am not that same version anymore. So are you thinking from your present reality, SGF Graham, or are you reacting from your past experiences?
Present and future reality.
Okay. How about you, Golden Eagle? Are you thinking from your present reality or are you reacting from your past experiences?
I kind of feel the same way about that as the earlier question where I say, I'm kind of stuck in the middle because I catch myself still struggling not to react, but I still fall short sometimes. I'm definitely thinking from my present reality because when it's in years past when I reacted. Today when I react, I immediately realize I just reacted, and I just feel horrible. I feel ashamed of myself because I gave that control over. I lost control. I just reacted. I didn't take the time to keep myself in check and grounded, So I really, really hate when I do that. And when 10 years ago, I ain't even give it a second thought. My reaction was just my reaction. That was it. I just kept it moving. And yeah, I just reacted, like it took a long time for me to realize that I have a choice. I don't have to react. I can respond and it can be controlled. And, and so I'm a little bit in the middle there because I know I've in the past couple of weeks, I've caught myself reacting a few times. And every time, there's growth there because every time I do, I immediately recognize what I'm doing and try and dial it back, like, hold on, and I feel horrible about it too. But I still have those, I still have some triggers where I catch myself reacting. Like I said, when I do, I feel horrible about it. I feel ashamed, honestly. And so I guess that's that's a good sign to me because I didn't have no shame before. I had no shame in it, and I didn't even see the wrong in it, And so today I do, and but I'm still in that process. I can't pretend like I don't fall short sometimes, I'm still working on that remaining grounded thing. That's big. Like I said, you've mentioned that to me a few weeks ago anyway, maybe a month ago. And I've really tried to just live by that and keep myself grounded at all times. I can't say I've done it at all times, but I've gotten so much better about it, and try and give myself credit for that much, like I said. Otherwise I'll let the shame just overwhelm me, and I can't be defeated with shame. I just can't allow that to happen.
How about you, SG or DDH? Do you think that you're I don't have it right in front of me. Do you think that you're reacting from your past thoughts, or are you from your present experiences?
Both. Yeah, both for me. I can't even. There ain't even no way for me to explain that because that's how. And I feel like there's certain situations that have happened or that happen sometimes where it warrants me to take over. So that's all I gotta say about that.
For me, I'm not doing both. I really am not. I caught myself. I catch myself quite often when I start having thoughts of like, even like the event that we went to, and when I was called, and I didn't realize I was going to be called. To be honest with you, I didn't know when it was going to happen. I didn't know I was going to be called, what any order was, because we set up beforehand. So I got to see the award. So I knew that I was getting one. But at the end of the day, I didn't know when. I didn't know. So I couldn't prepare. I had something's typed up and whatnot, but at the end of the day, I started catching myself thinking, if I was called at a different time, then maybe I could have done the speech and da 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 da, and the other people could have been there to see it, and I could have went this and I could have done that, and then I stopped and I said, I realize why people do what they do. When I had the moment, I did what I did for a reason. Stay with that. Stay with whatever you reacted and how you reacted within that moment. When I was outside today and I was taking the dog to go to the bathroom, this little boy got pushed down. I didn't see the whole scenario. And he called the little girl a B word. She got up and I said to her, and she was going to retaliate. And I looked right at her. I said, no, little princess, don't do that. I said, realize you control your energy. Do not give it to someone else. I said, get him when he least expect it and do it in a positive way. And she ran off. And that's how I feel about things now. Coulda, woulda, shoulda, didn't do anything for me when the moment I had to do what I had to do. And when I did it the way I wanted to. And I'm grateful. I am so grateful. I'm beyond grateful. So, as Chef Graham, what is one thought you could replace starting today that aligns you with who you are becoming?
I don't know. Well, it would deal with this little jokester part of me that is this one little thorn. Whatever. It'll be something that'll deal with replacing that little jokester part of me.
Golden Eagle.
Mm.
Starting today, you're a new person. What is one thought you can replace that aligns you with who you are becoming?
I just as opposed to feeling bad for myself, just replacing that with gratitude, being grateful for all things. I caught myself just a couple days ago when I was in the hospital, really like that. It literally knocked me down, but emotionally it did too, and I caught myself really, really, feeling bad for myself, and was like, it took me a good 24 to come around to the whole, like, look, man, it ain't as bad as I'm feeling like it is, it's just a minor setback. And so yeah, I had to replace that with gratitude and grateful, because truth is, man, there's a lot of people who got a whole lot worse, and I myself, it could be worse, man. And so just replacing the whole kind of pity, woe is me, feeling bad for myself with just being grateful. That's which I recently, just in the last couple of days, have gone through that, and I have done that. I ain't trying to feel bad for myself. I ain't trying to have anybody else feel bad for me either. I just need to maintain the focus on being grateful and recognizing that it could always be worse, man. And as far as some people are concerned, I got it a lot better than others. I mean, I just got to be grateful.
How about you, DH? What is one thought you can replace starting today that aligns you with who you are becoming?
That there's power in him and acknowledging the fact that you need to.
Mm. I love that for you. I love that for you so much.
Yeah, I like
I
that.
love that.
I'm gonna have hold on to that one up here because I like that.
I love that for you.
Thank you.
Um, oh God, that made me almost want to cry. I love that for you.
Honestly, it kind of got me too. I'm trying to act like it didn't, but yeah, thank you. Seriously, those I love those words.
Because I just realized something sitting here. I just realized something sitting here before he said that. I text someone and I kind of apologized, but not apologized. I just realized we are our worst enemies sometimes, and that we want to control every single situation in life, and when we can't, the only thing we can control is ourselves. And yet we overly try to control ourselves that we take away from the fact that people are trying to help us. And yet we sit here and complain and bitch about doing everything alone. Yet when people are trying to help us, we're smacking at their hands.
Wow.
So I really have tears in my eyes right now when he said that, because that's so true for him. And I love that for him. I love him. I love him in general as a person and who he is to me. But I love that for him, that he come up with that within himself, of seeing that. And that's growth and that's powering. And when you love somebody, you see them take those steps. It's beautiful. So for me, what was the question again? What is one thought you can replace starting today that aligns you with who you are becoming? Receive what you're what asking for. Learn how to receive what you're asking for. And that it comes in different forms. It may not be what you think it's going to be, but you're asking for it. So receive that. I'm aligning myself with the frequency of receiving my blessings. Just because it's not a huge ship with a bow on it that says your blessings on top of it does not mean that it's not coming to me in different forms. So yeah, I like control and I'm a very controlling person. Yet I don't want to do anything alone. And I don't want all the glorification and the own validation of what I've done. I don't do it for that. So I'm going to change how I see certain things and how I approach certain things, because I do want help. So this is our last question real quick before we get into the positive things. And then when Golden Eagle comes back, he'll read the reflections. So right now we're going to do one more question. What thoughts no, wait, that one more question. What is this? Man, what would your life look like if your thoughts came from peace instead of fear? SGF Graham, now that you're changing how you see things and you're changing how you think, what's your life looking like when it comes from peace instead of fear?
You speaking as of right now?
Yes.
It feels it's always cold now. It's always a cool breeze now, or whatever. Like even when something try to creep in, is always like a cool breeze now, whatever. That I don't even look for anxiety anymore, or whatever. I think I'm like on day 12, no anxiety, whatever. Haven't took nothing for it. Or I never took nothing for it, but Um, I've noticed that I smoke less naturally now. Like, and I'm not talking about like nicotine or what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. Like,
Or
I I'll roll up and then it'll be like at nighttime. I'll be like, damn, I'm finna roll up. If I go to sleep and I'll walk over there and be like, dang, I still didn't smoke this. Like, what the hell was I doing all day or whatever? You know, like I'm starting to do that now or stuff like that. So, I guess my body like, yeah, you ain't got no need for it now. It's just enjoyment if that's what you want to do with it. Whatever. So, it's been pretty. It's as the more I let go of control and not necessarily move with the flow because I don't move with the flow, but I go with the flow. I go with the flow pertaining to my goal. Still sticking to my goal. Like I don't fight the flow, but I still find pieces of my goal within whatever that's going on. And as long as I keep moving like that or whatever, I'll be all right.
so what did you do? You took the negative thoughts and you transformed them into positive thoughts and you had
Nah,
little
nah, nah, nah. What you do? The first thing you do is you identify the thought. Some people you can give it a name if you want to. You just gotta keep it that same name so you can keep it identified. But you have to identify that, like the petty one that I got. I call it the jokester, whatever So neuroplasticity say that once you can identify something, you can separate from it. You can distance yourself from it. The Bible does too. Um, then neuroplasticity says out loud, out your mouth, speak against it. Tell it it's a lie. Tell it that's not you. That is not of me. Blah, blah, blah. The Bible says, say to the mountain. Say, not think, say, speak. Same thing. Um, then you replace it. That's the most important part. The most part you can always speak and rebuke it away because just like the Bible say, you've been given authority over all that power of the enemy. So you can always speak it and rebuke it away, but you got to replace it. Because if you don't replace it, and I'm pretty sure all of y'all have had at least one time in your life or whatever, something that you mentally thought that you got rid of, you wasn't dealing with this type of situation anymore. And then the next time you realize you dealing, not only are you in the same situation, you in there way worse than you are. Well, you was the last time. Neuroplasticity says that when something comes back, it comes back harder. It sticks. It wants to stay because you, allowing it to come back, you just confirm to your brain, to your subconscious and everything that this is good. So now it's going to be harder to kick out. The Bible says replace it. If you don't, it would be double as hard to get rid of it the next time. So neuroplasticity agrees with the Bible when it comes to this whole renewing of the mind. Find some scriptures or something that you can hold on to, put it on the index card, and intentionally, not no subconscious BS, intentionally speak it. Even if nothing's going on or whatever, like make it something that don't make it too long to where you can't memorize it. A sentence or two. Something you can memorize to where eventually you can put that index card down. Whatever. Once you memorize that index card, post that index card up somewhere where you can always remember it or whatever, and then take another index card and write another scripture or another something positive or something that helps you out with whatever it is that you're battling, so you can always intentionally have something to battle it. And then it'll come to a point like it did for me, like day 5, day 6. I realized I wasn't holding the index cards anymore. I knew everything that I had on the index card was ingrained in my brain, and I just had to keep using it as the weapon it is, whatever. And then it's replaced or whatever. Yeah, I get it. Be times where I be sitting there and I have I have a thought, try to sneak in somewhere in the back or whatever, and immediately I jump on it. It could be confusion. I could be listening to somebody talking and my brain is scattered. And I'll be like, all right, scatterbrain, chill out, chill out, chill out. I'm trying to focus right now. Chill out, go on away. And then I can focus. It might be a placebo, but it works.
Okay. Okay. So, how about you, Golden Eagle?
Mm. I mean, I'm not sure I'm even following the question. I got lost in his answer, honestly.
What thoughts are you
About
still
you.
carrying that created a version? Oh no, I did that one. What was it? What was it again? It says what, and I'm changing how I'm saying it for a reason, because this says what would. I'm not doing that. What does your life look like now that your thoughts come from peace instead of fear?
Calm. That's what they look like, calm. Because fear is one of those emotions that I was saying where in the past, man, I'm not really familiar with fear. I never have been, but maybe it was just I wasn't identifying with it. But I think so many different emotions that I would deal with, that I would express them in anger, or at least when I expressed them, I would at least give the impression that I was angry, that it would come out in anger. And like I said, I'm not. That's not the case. Now, I'm not saying I don't still, slide back and then people be like, "Yeah, he's pissed off," but really, it's just a calm.
Okay, okay.
Obviously,
So,
anger can be pretty pretty intense. There's no calm
and
in that.
when I did that love is the answer thing for the top speakers, I come to realize that anger is what people use for every single thing, when anger really isn't the issue. It's something deeper inside that. So that's why SGF Graham says identify whatever that is.
Yeah.
And then you can separate yourself from it. So finding those emotions that are hidden, when I set this.
Like, sorry, what he
No, go
said,
ahead.
man, I was really trying to soak that in, because I want to start utilizing that. That's why I got lost with the question, because I really was just trying to soak in what he was saying. I knew that was good,
Yeah.
solid advice, and in my head I was sitting here trying to picture how I'm going to utilize that, or put that into practice myself. So, yeah, I like that advice, SGL, for sure. I'm for real going to try and practice that.
Oh, you welcome. You welcome. If you want any links, pretty easy, self-explanatory, 8-minute
Right.
links. Inbox me and I send them all to you. I'm all about sharing the information.
That's what's up. I'll hit you up for sure.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
So when I set this show up and everything like that, there was a verse that stuck out to me, and it was Timothy 1:7. And it says, "For God has not given a spirit of fear." I don't use certain words that it says, so I'm replacing them. It says, "Yet of power and of love and of sound mind." It encourages believers to overcome timidity through God-given strength, love, and self-discipline, rather than being driven by fear. Fear is just the unknown. It's something that you don't know what exists. You're showing some kind of uncomfortable uneasiness of something that you don't know what the outcome will be. If you know pain is going to be pain before it comes to you, then you're prepared for pain. But in the survival, fight, flight, or freeze, we're always trying to be prepared for something. And we're always looking for another situation to be prepared for. And that's not normal, and that's not healthy, and that's not how our brain is supposed to work. Our tools are supposed to be given to us for other reasons, not for survival and not to help us be prepared for something when it comes to pain. Life skills are life skills. Preparation is preparation, but not for pain. Not to be afraid of something we know nothing of, because everything in life we know nothing of. We don't even know what the real is. We don't even know what a lie is. We don't even know, honestly, what tomorrow brings, because it doesn't exist ever. It never comes. Yet people are over here trying to prepare for something that they forget how to live. And when the question says, what would your life look like? I don't like that, because that's an ideal looking. What does it look like? Do the change now. Become the difference now. Change your world now. Start today. And then watch how your life will change, because you cannot change your life, yet you can change how you see your life and watch your life change. So, with that being said, can you read the reflection, and then we're going to do positive messages, and then we'll wrap it up.
Okay. Your mind learned through repetition. It learned how to protect you. It learned how to respond. It learned how to prepare. And now you are aware. That awareness gives you something powerful. Choice. You can continue repeating the same patterns, or you can begin creating new ones. One thought at a time, one moment at a time. Renewing the mind is not instant. It is practiced.
So, Thursday, tonight we talked about renewing the mind, understanding how thoughts were formed and how they can change. Now, Thursday, we're going to go deeper, because even when the mind understands, the body still reacts. We step into calm isn't danger. Learning how to train the body to feel safe and peace. SGF Graham, what is your positive message?
Sure, I think I said enough for the day. I'm all positive out right now.
Are you positive about that?
Positive.
Golden Eagle, what is your positive message?
My positive message are words from one of my favorite quotes by my man Martin Luther. He just said that hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. Again, I always go back to the love, man. Let's just love. That's all. The world will be a better place if we do that.
So my positive message is, don't beat yourself up over what you didn't know. Now you know, now start doing different. That's it.
Dig it.
Where the ears that will listen, where your opinion matters, don't just be different, become the difference. Until next time, thank you everyone for taking time out of your day to heal with us. May your night be full of positive energy and high vibrations. And we got something huge that I am going to be planning out, and I'm starting to work on it today, in this moment. So stay tuned. Peace and love, everyone.
Love.
Peace, peace.
Peace.
Let's get to the bottom of this one. Unspoken truths that I miss one. Tap into the minds of the people, rather acknowledge before I dismiss one. Atheists, Muslim, Christians, Buddhists, they all got usage. All got perspective, it's a collective. Get to the bottom where the truth is, where the heart's uncovered. Where you detox from all of the lies you smothered. Where them tries could have killed you, but with faith you recovered. Yup. Peel off the makeup, we finna take off. Never said it'd be a cakewalk. Meditate till we charged up. Execute goes regardless. Decalcify my pineal. Breaking language barriers, we saw millennials. Planets passing age rotations, down me we owe. So down me we know. Sometimes we can be slow, that's why my ears open. Every drop you add could complete the ocean. Speak up, play your part too. Been vulnerable, it's so